Recording again now? Okay. Hi everybody, I am MrMKL, and this is...
I'm Dorkmaster Fleck.
There we are. And we are going to be playing Bloodstained Castlevania of the Moon.
Yes.
That's exactly what this game is.
That's exactly what this game is called. What a horrible night to have a curse.
Alright, so this is actually a Kickstarter stretch goal for the Bloodstained Ritual of the Night game made by Koji Igarashi.
Yes.
So it's all of the old Castlevania alum. And they're basically showing off their Bloodstained game in an old Castlevania 3 style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
and they actually they got the guys from Inti Creates to develop this game as a Kickstarter stretch goal while they're continuing to work on the main game. So
yeah.
They did a really good job though, because this style of this retro style of game is kind of Inti Creates like bread and butter.
Absolutely, and they do a fantastic job at it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're playing. There's a couple modes in this game, couple game modes. We're going to be playing Nightmare. So we have access to all 3 of the alternate characters. Mm-hmm. So like in Castlevania 3, you usually have 4 characters or 3 characters to choose from. In this game, we have 4 characters, but in the Nightmare mode, we have access to the 3 of them from the get-go. I'm going to be playing on casual because this lets me, A, not have to suffer knockback, and B, I have way more sub-weapon energy, so it allows for some faster routing.
Yeah.
All right, so this game is going to start when I take control of my character, which will be in, let's see, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
All right, we're going. All right, so this is the first stage of the game. So this is your Trevor Belmont analog character, basically. She's got the whip move, and she's got a slide sort of similar to Rondo of Blood. And you've also got an Alucard analog as well.
Here. Gebel, yeah. I believe, or Gobel.
Yeah, Gable, I guess. I'm not sure exactly
how they wanted to pronounce it, yeah.
Yeah, but obviously he can turn into a bat, and he's, a demon, I guess. He's not technically a vampire, but clearly supposed to be analog. And this is your Sypha analog, the Wizard Albert.
And we're starting the day off right here, guys.
And we're just going to clip it right through the floor.
I love this game, but I don't actually want to play it. So I'm just going to skip over...
Oh, hey, look, we're on a train
A good
now.
chunk of it now.
So a thing you might not know about the first stage is that there's a train below the floor.
It's hidden there. No, it's just in the basement, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one. When I started playing this game on week 1, I was playing with my buddy Ducky, and we stumbled across a lovely little glitch, which we call the icicle or popsicle glitch. So hopefully I can pull it off here. So what you do is you freeze your icicles, and then when they start unthawing, their hitboxes are constantly active. And so we just destroyed this boss here.
Very nice. And you'll notice that the boss has been defeated, but he still has one final, what's known as a desperation attack. And this is a thing that they took from Castlevania Rondo of Blood, where all of the bosses in that game also had like a desperation move when you finished them off before they actually died and the stage was complete. The desperation move could not actually kill you, but it could get you down like to a sliver of health, basically.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to stage 2. We're gonna have a couple more zips here. So this is really fun. The zips take advantage of the. I'm just gonna call him Alucard.
Yeah.
Takes Alucard's bat form and the ice from Arthur. So what you do is you freeze an enemy, and then when you despawn when you're within the enemy, the game just kind of pushes you down because it doesn't want you inside them. Which means that we can just be forced into the ground, and we just wrap to whatever bit of the stage is laid out directly beneath it in the overall map.
Yeah, this makes for some really fun routing in this because all of the stages in this game have branching paths within them, so multiple different routes. And which route you're able to have access to depends on what characters you have. So this is actually a really cool way that the game promotes like multiple playthroughs through its design. You acquire the alternate characters through the first several stages of the game by defeating the bosses, and in the early stages of the game especially, you don't have access to all of the routes because you don't have all the characters, but on subsequent playthroughs in these extra modes like Nightmare mode and the Ultimate mode, you have access to these other characters, and that allows you to take these alternate routes and see what's down there. So that's really cool. And the game also has multiple endings depending on which characters you pick up, whether you take them along with you or ignore them, or kill them, because that's actually an option that probably a lot of people, if you play through casually, you might not know. You can actually kill them.
Yep. You can either bring them on as allies, or you can suck up their delightful powers.
I like the sucking up powers for myself.
Yeah, yo, fully powered Zangetsu is really OP. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to see any.
The game basically becomes Ninja Gaiden at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I got a double hit with the axe there, which is nice.
Very nice.
Hit me, and that should be it.
Nice. Very good. Now the desperation attack for this boss is going to fly behind us and then try to fly into the wall here to crush us. But if we just sort of get him coming at like above the ground, then we can just duck beneath him.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read one quick donation, okay? Good luck, MrMKL. Your parents are rooting for you.
Oh,
Nice.
Mama and Papa MKL, how you doing?
Nice.
Thanks, guys. So,
all right, so we're going to stage 3 now, which has some of my favorite music in this game. This is maybe my second favorite track.
yeah, there's some good music in this game.
There's some really good music in this game. This soundtrack is fantastic. It was composed by some like veteran Castlevania composers, so it's some excellent chiptunes if you're a fan of this type of chiptune music. All right, clipping through the floor again here.
Absolutely.
And that sort of caused the backgrounds have gotten all glitched out here. I love it. Oh, now we got some lava here.
Yeah, I had to get the sickle back because I need to actually perform this zip off of it. There we go. All right, first try. It's a little awkward because the only solid portion of the frozen icicle is the very top. So you have to be like, oh, I'm gonna need that. I have to be like floating in this weird position in order to be able to actually get the zip to work.
And this actually might be my favorite boss in this game. The design of this stage and this boss is really cool. It's supposed to be like an ancient tomb with all of this treasure in it and this giant gold skeleton sort of boss thing. And I like that the head actually gets frozen there. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that axe attack is doing a lot of damage there. Very powerful.
So powerful.
You wanna hop up on top of the gold here, and there we go. So the desperation attack for this boss is just raining money down on you, trying to crush you, and you sort of got to move back and forth here as the screen fades out into white. And then I love this touch when the boss has been defeated. The illusion of the levels is sort of dispelled, and this tomb, this glimmering tomb full of all this gold, is actually just full of dead skulls and bones, and there's nothing here.
So delightful.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Like, man, this game is so well done. There are definitely some moments that make me think of, Shovel Knight and some of the other retro-style games that have been released over the past few years.
Definitely. The stage names are also very cool.
Yeah.
Blasphemy unto heaven, because we're climbing a tower. I love it. This is some very good stuff. This is, again, excellent music in this stage. Very groovy. And you notice there's some little skeletons there pointing in the direction on the ground there. The game tells you that those are the bones of fallen adventurers pointing you in the most efficient way to go. They're generally pointing towards the shortest route through the stage, and typically those shorter routes require the use of some of the secondary characters' powers, like the back form here.
Yeah, because all the characters have slightly different properties, right? Miriam jumps higher than the other characters and has this slide here.
That Richter-style slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe... Is there a backflip move as well, or does Miriam have a backflip move like Richter does?
No backflip move,
does.
unfortunately. Here we are. All right, and we're just going to go...
We're not going to go over that guy. We're going to go through the floor
we're going to go through him.
Nice, straight to the boss. So now we've warped straight to the boss, which is supposed to be up this giant tower that we're supposed to be climbing.
Climbing
but we
through,
sort of
right?
wrap down to it. And this is a really cool boss fight.
Oh, I love this. And the route for the quick kill on this guy is awesome. I'm going to hop up here. I got to freeze his couple heads. I'm going to axe him through my iframes. And now there's a second phase where like this... It's like he has like 3 sets of jaws in this, right?
Yeah,
like,
basically,
it's super weird.
So it's a 2-headed dragon. Now the body of the dragon has teeth all over it, which now forms a spike floor that you have to avoid. And the 2 dragon heads come together to form one giant mouth, which is just like bizarre in a kind of body horror way. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
But the ice axe combination here is just so powerful.
Yeah.
So when you freeze enemies, it actually doubles the amount of damage you deal with certain types of attacks. And so the axe is one of those attacks. So you can really just liquefy
Just
some of the bosses.
annihilate
Yeah,
everything, yeah. You get through them very quickly.
absolutely. Okay, so I've been trying to use all my sub-weapon energy by the end of every stage because it actually ticks down towards points. Now, in regular runs, this doesn't matter because we use in-game time, and in-game time doesn't count that bit. But we're in RTA setting here, and
We're going for RTA time.
we gotta save the frames, right?
Yeah, this stage has some serious Rondo of Blood vibes to it here. We're on this ship that's going towards the haunted castle. That's our ultimate destination. Very reminiscent of the 5th stage of Rondo of Blood. And the boss fight for this is even like a direct callback to that.
Yeah.
Where you fight on the top of the ship, on the top of the central mast of the ship, which is really cool.
Whoops.
And another mechanic in this stage has, if you go up here, you'll see there's rain coming down. Now, the rain in this screen is going straight down. So in this case, it's not actually doing anything, but you'll see on some of the screens in this stage that the rain is either going to the left or the right. So that's actually telling you that the wind is pushing you in that direction and it's affecting your movement. Another great callback to Rondo of Blood here, because one-hit kill bosses are so much fun.
So much fun.
Yeah, we have a mid-boss that has a one-hit kill attack, a haunted portrait. This is a straight-up direct callback to Rondo of Blood.
Which I'm pretty sure this portrait is supposed to be Igarashi's wife.
Is it really?
I think so, because there's another portrait mini-boss in the game, which is a portrait of Iga.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
so
very cool. I didn't know
believe that is his wife.
That's a really cool detail. I love that. Yeah, so that's a callback to a mid-boss that is also in the 5th stage when you're on this haunted ship in Rondo of Blood. And in both games, those mid-bosses have an attack where the portrait kind of like spins a bunch and sort of comes at you.
And eats
and if
you.
it hits you, it absorbs you and it traps you in the painting and then murders you in the painting instantly. You just die
One-hit
instantly.
kill.
It's a one-hit kill. And it's a really cool death, but it's also really annoying because you die in one hit, which is kind of garbage.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
All right, so you see here I'm fighting the wind and the rain.
Yeah, so you can see the wind is blowing to the right here, judging by the angle of the rain here. So now the boss fight to this, again, another direct callback to Stage 5 of Rondo of Blood. You would fight Death on the top of the mast of the ship. And so it's that you have this lightning demon thing here. But this battle on top of the ship is really cool. There's like a storm raging in the background, and it's super flavorful.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're getting pushed to one side.
One thing to note, there are recovery frames when you use your sub-weapon, and I have, on far too many occasions, ended up just killing myself here because I'd axe the guy, but be too close to the ledge, and then just slide off, get pushed off by the wind.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing to happen this far into your run.
Yeah, it's very easy to get pushed off there, and you get like a desperation attack where they just ignite the entire mass with lightning, and then when the boss is dead, the storm is cleared, and the castle is right in the background waiting for you. It's very ominous. So now we've actually reached, this is sort of another nod to CB3, where after the first set of stages, you get to this castle area where there's the final set of stages.
There are Wily stages.
Yeah, this is basically the Wily stages, yeah. Stage 6 here is the Tragedy of Slaughter.
Oh, such amazing, like, gothy 90s metal names.
Yeah, like every name of a stage in this game is like the title of a metal album. Like,
okay, you've probably seen these couple of items. I picked up a sub-weapon energy increase earlier on. That's a damage increase upgrade.
Yeah, it's basically on the way.
Yeah, so I might as well grab it.
Yeah, it definitely helps with your damage output. So obviously the speedrun damage output is very useful. The nice thing about all those upgrades, each stage has an upgrade. And with the exception of the very first stage, they're all along the main path at the beginning or end of the stage. So if you're exploring the stage and checking out, the optional paths here that you can go, like for example right here, you can explore without worrying that you're missing things because you're always going to converge back to a central path
at some point.
At some point, and that's where those upgrades are actually located, which is kind of nice that they did that, honestly.
Yeah, it's a kind little bit of game design there. Yeah.
Yeah. The only exception to that is in Stage 1 because the item in Stage 1 is actually hidden in a secret path that you're not intended to be able to access until you go back to one of these later modes, like a New Game Plus sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. The game encourages sort of multiple playthroughs like that, and it has multiple endings depending on which characters you're playing in which mode. There's like 8 different endings, I think, something like that.
I think so, yeah.
So you can, even though it's a very short game to play through, it encourages replayability like that in a way that a lot of classic games don't usually have.
Yeah.
So it's just a really well-made game. Like if you haven't given this a try, I really, really highly recommend it. It's
absolutely.
fantastic.
It's such a fun game to play. And makes great game casually, great speed game as well. So yeah.
Yeah, this stage we're mostly just kind of flying through sort of the normal route here.
Yeah, I'm terrified of this room, so I'm going to take it easy here.
Yeah, very easy to get knocked into a pit here.
Yeah.
Or get hit by these bats as you're trying to jump.
All right, there we go.
There you go.
And this is a nice little bit. So I've discovered here you can jump outside of the level geometry with Miriam, and then you can turn into a bat. Now, I just get to dash through here and not have to climb back up. But if you run out of all your weapon energy, you won't turn back into Alucard. You'll just stay in bat form so long as you're inside the wall. So it's a nice little. There aren't many uses for it, but it's a nice little thing that if you're running low on sub-weapon energy, you've got some options.
Yeah. This boss is this is a cool boss. This is a demon who all the bosses are different demons, and this boss is bathing in blood. And I think she's supposed to be a reference to like the Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. Also, actually a character in Castlevania lore because Bloodlines is a game.
Curses! All right, I'm gonna have to roll back.
Yeah,
see, this is.
She's got these umbrellas that go back and forth that you're supposed to use like platforms. Yeah.
There we go. Took a little bit to get the right setup, but
yeah, you just need to get positioned properly. You're supposed to sort of ride these umbrellas up to hit her.
And
try not to take too much damage.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, whatever. I'll just tank the hits. I've got 3 characters.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the advantage of when you're playing sort of in the normal mode or in this mode where you have access to multiple characters. Is you can swap between them to tank hits.
Yeah.
When you're playing in, there's a mode where you play as only the main character solo. And the tanking hits is a lot more of an issue there, although you do have a lot more moves at your disposal.
Oh, absolutely.
So now we get to probably my favorite stage in this game, because it has difficult platforming. It has the best music. This is my absolute favorite track in the entire
song
game.
in the game, absolutely.
Hands down. And the boss is also amazing. It's a haunted library. It reminds me of like sort of the library stage of Castlevania 4.
Right, so I get a little armor upgrade here.
Yeah, so now we take a little less damage. That's always nice.
And this is, okay, so you guys have seen me do, here, I'm a little worried about that jump. You guys have seen me do the downward zips using the ice, right? In this stage, we actually have an upward zip. Upward zips are a little bit harder to set up. There are only specific circumstances where they'll work. And unfortunately, this is the only one that we've found in the game so far that is actually provides a time save. So we're going to be seeing this coming up in a little bit. It gets a little crazy. I haven't completely broken the game, I promise.
It just gets a little glitchy.
Yeah. All right. So I just hold up and right, and we're going to go on a journey, guys.
All right.
We're going to go on a journey.
Come on this journey with us.
All right. So there's a certain visual cue that I'm going to have to use here, and what I have to do is I'm right now walking up. I climbed onto a ladder, and I'm continuously walking up, and the camera's trying to find me.
Stairs are the final boss in any good Castlevania game.
Got flip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the guys. We have a problem.
This might be a problem.
Shh.
Nothing's wrong.
Nothing's wrong
Nothing
at all.
Everything's fine.
All right.
Everything's fine.
That's cool. That's cool. We're going to get to see it again, guys.
It's okay, because this game has a save feature, unlike classic Castlevania games. So you can start back at the same stage that you were on.
Oh, man. That's unfortunate.
All right, so that zip, unfortunately, did break the game.
Yes, okay.
But that's okay, because we get to hear more of the best music in the game.
So, just to explain that a bit again, yeah, you're constantly climbing up this ladder, right? And the game doesn't know where you've gone, and it's just trying to find you. But then when you change directions at a certain point, the camera locks back onto your character, and it dumps you at a point of the stage much later on. It's a pretty big skip. And so unfortunately, I changed my directional input a little too early there, and the camera couldn't find me. And so
yeah, when it turns out when you confuse the camera, the game is just like, well, you're done now.
I give up.
I give up. All right, we'll give that another try here, but.
Alrighty.
It's okay. Second time's a charm. We're gonna get it this time. This is a cool path where you have to have a certain sub weapon to be able to break that flame golem, which is normally an indestructible enemy.
Yeah. You need to be able to freeze them.
If you're playing this casually, the stage has a very difficult platforming in it if you're playing this casually.
Oh, absolutely. Some of those vertical climbs are very troublesome. All right. I'm gonna try to focus here. Give me a second. Flips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should work. How is this not working?
Zips are hard.
Okay, folks. Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. We're gonna go for it. Third time's the charm. So,
because legitimately at this.
The game volume a little higher, or
No, it's all right. It's a visual cue that I'm trying to use. Yeah,
it's not an audio cue. Yeah,
okay.
Unfortunately. But yeah, so normally if you're playing this stage casually, this stage really ramps up in difficulty a lot in terms of the platforming and enemy placement, because you've got you probably noticed you've got moving platforms here. You've got to jump up in vertical sections. This is probably one of the more vertical stages aside from this in stage 4. This is very vertical. You've got conveyor belts that are hurling you towards or away from pits that are trying to make these difficult jumps while these flying enemies are coming at you. So this stage is, especially when you're in solo Zangetsu mode with the main character, it's the platforming can get quite difficult in this stage.
Absolutely. This is where the game, when I first started trying to learn it.
Yeah.
This was the big stumbling block for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the stage where the game is just all right, are you sure you're up to the task here?
Oops.
All right, we're gonna do it this time, I believe.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna avoid these conveyor belts that make for tough platforming.
Yep. And it's great because you can just path it through, going through all the lanterns.
Yeah, I mean, don't you have conveyor belts in your library? I mean.
There you go.
All right. Yeah,
all right.
All right. We just skipped half the stage. Nice.
So yeah, basically, when the camera finally found me again, it just dropped me, and it drops you right on top of a ladder. So you can just hold it up again and then pick that up. So, thank you. Finally.
All right, we got there.
Third time's the charm, folks.
Third time is the charm. So now, yeah, we're basically just in front of the boss's area here.
Yeah.
And this boss is amazing because the whole stage is like this giant tower of a library, and when you enter this room, the boss comes down, and he's reading a book.
Just hanging out.
He's just hanging out reading a book, and he just slams his book shut and is like, oh, okay, we're going to do this now?
See, I always wonder, what do you think he's reading?
I don't know, maybe some Tolstoy?
Oh, yeah?
He seems like a very sophisticated demon. It kind of reminds me of Beast from the X-Men, if Beast was like a bad guy.
Okay, so but you're saying he's not reading Tom Clancy?
No, probably not. I'm going to assume he's not reading Tom Clancy. Yeah. So, yeah, his desperation attack is he's going to make these platforms and electrify the whole room, and you got to stand on the platform, the one that's not electrified.
Yeah. It's super convenient, so I want to drain my weapon energy at the end of these stages. Alucard does a really good job of that, right?
Yeah,
the
'cause
flight
you just turn
constantly
into a
absorb
bat.
it.
Yeah.
But you also normally want to be him at the beginning of every stage. So it's like, yeah, that actually works out well for us.
All right, final stage. Let's go. So the final stage is now this. If you play this game casually, if you've only played the main mode, this stage is going to look a little different than you might have seen if you haven't played in Nightmare mode here.
That is true.
Because this is actually an alternate final stage. So when you do your first playthrough, you don't get this as the final stage. This is only in this this alternate mode here, where the main character's been corrupted by the Demon King, and the other side characters have to go and try to rescue him.
Yes, save a soul.
Basically save his soul, yeah. So this is the true final stage, so to speak.
So yeah, these are like little individual trials for each of the 3 characters that we've been playing throughout the game.
Yeah, so what happens is there's a cutscene, and there's a lock on a seal on a door to the final boss, the real final boss, and there's 3 seals that need to be broken on it, and each of the 3 separate characters have their own separate little mini trial, so to speak, that's based around their abilities. And so you have to play through them just solo, and then at the end of this section, there's a little mini boss.
Yeah.
And when you complete all 3, then you get to do the final boss.
So right here, I'm trying to line up a very specific like a platform cycle pattern. So I need to freeze this fireball here, hop on it, micro pause, and yes, okay, and that's
Very
like a
nice.
3-pixel jump to be able to make this, and then I only have to wait on the last one.
Very nice. That reminds me of the jumps on the Haunted Ship of Fools in Castlevania 3.
Yes. Exactly. And so if you don't do that, you end up losing, like, I don't know, 15 or 20 seconds to waiting for those platforms to cycle.
Yeah. Like we can just casually freeze that mid-boss and just smash him with one hit and,
Yeah.
you know, casually carry on a conversation while we do it.
Oh, yeah. I think that was supposed to be a challenge, but...
Yeah. Turns out the ice power is really strong. Much like in Castlevania 3, so I guess
What are the odds?
they called back successfully, I suppose.
And then I love this. Enemies can't go into the HUD.
Yeah.
So if you just fly into the HUD, you're...
We can go in the HUD, but
Yeah.
they can't. Like all classic NES games, you can go in the HUD.
All right.
All right.
So we are approaching the final boss.
The
We got-
true final boss.
Yeah. Corrupted Zangetsu.
And I like how this is an inversion of the typical like Stairway to Dracula
I-
thing in
I
the
know,
Castlevania
it's
games.
so
It's really
good.
it's like you're descending down into hell instead.
Uh,
It's real good. The flavor is just on point.
It's yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, you get a nice little refill before the final boss, and this final boss fight is actually really cool.
Oh yeah, I know. I like the way it's set up. So he
Yeah.
has a few different like attack modes he has. Your partners get disabled. You only play as Miriam.
Yeah. Or the Belmont character,
Yeah.
essentially, yes. So this is the corrupted Zangetsu. The main character's been corrupted by the Demon King. So you fight as your Simon Belmont-style character, and during the fight, he starts doing certain attacks where the other characters have to help you avoid those attacks. Like, for example, this attack you avoid by getting on Alucard's Swarm of Bats move there before they get disabled again. I really like the flavor of this fight. How your allies are helping you out by dodging the attacks. Reminds me a lot of like the final boss of Shovel Knight, and
Yeah, absolutely.
Shield Knight, and everything. Yeah,
And-
really
oh, I missed my axe. All right, I think that would have been it.
good. Yeah,
All right, that's okay.
Little fast
I'm
forward
out of weapon energy, but there you
we'll
go.
just whip him until he's dead. There we go.
That was the perfect pattern there. If
Yeah,
I was
so-
going to get anything, it was...
So this is great. So now your Sypha wizard character is trying to cast a spell to seal away the evil Demon King, and you have to protect him while he's doing this. And I love that the game never actually tells you this.
No, absolutely, nothing at all.
Yeah.
And we have time.
Nice.
Time.
Oh.
It's not on it, Russell. What are you doing to me?
I should have called out, yeah, the time is going to be coming up there. But yeah, I was focused on how cool the final boss
Oh,
fight
I know,
actually
which
is,
it
'cause
is,
it's
right?
really mechanically neat.
Yeah, like I know, I love it. There's no like, it's not just a strict whittle his HP down and
Yeah.
then you're done, right? It's
There's
like, yeah.
there's specific mechanics to it, but the game there's never any cutscene where the characters are like, aha, we must do this in
We
order
must
to
seal
defeat
the evil-
boss.
yeah, exactly.
Protect me while I seal the evil thing.
It
No,
was,
it's entirely through gameplay.
It was 26:59 or 58. I gotta check the
Just
tapes.
under
I gotta
tw-
check
oh,
the tapes, okay?
That's okay.
Yeah.
But,
that was a
probably-
good run.
Thank you. Unfortunately, the couple messed up zip attempts
Yeah.
took me down a peg. I have to.
That's all right.
I have to be humbled.
Any
we still
final words
finished it.
before you want to go?
I am just so stoked about playing this game. I picked it up on day one, and I've been loving it. The Bloodstained community is super great. People should go check out the speedrunning Discord. Shoutouts to to Carsey and Captain Brian and all the dudes in there who have been like digging through tech and figuring out how to really break this game wide open. So I've been having a good time, guys. I hope you can join us. Thank you, Fleck.
All right, good job, good job.
Here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, so the
Absolutely.
next game
Thank
is
you.
we actually our Ninja Gaiden player is not here, but it's fine because we're gonna be on time if we skip him, basically. So
All right.
so we're gonna have Danger Man Super Mario World right
All right,
now.
Super Mario World is up next.
Yeah. Man, that was tough.
Oh, but